is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Так,
Of course. What is her number, officer?
Ким, нам давали номер?
Yes, hold on. Her number is 005 1944 298.
Received. Hold on, officer.
Ждите, говорит.
Give it a minute. She might be busy at the moment. Takes a bit to get to the
Ну,
phone.
логично, конечно.
Officer, I have Sylvie Malaika on the line for you.
Угу.
Yes, hello?
Полиция.
Oh, right. Hello, officer. What can I do for you?
Чем можете помочь?
There is no resentment in her tone. She wants you to ask her out. No question about
Стоп,
it.
это электрохимия, она просто что-то с чем-то. Так, вы вызывали полицию?
No, not me.
Так, а вы не знаете, кто звонил?
No, sorry. I don't. Not a lot of people have phones around here. Copper thieves take the wires.
Провода сдают на металл?
People don't have the money to have the cables put in again. They use the union's phone, or the one on the coast.
So the union has a phone, and there's one further down the coast. Got it.
Ладно, хорошо.
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just might take a while.
Так, ладно, ну, тогда...
Yeah, go on.
Вы не видели мое
Yes, I
настроение?
know who you are. You're a police officer. The law.
Да, но я его потерял, вам не подалось?
Oh, I haven't, sorry.
Real policemen have uniforms too, by the way. Where's yours?
Ну, Ким вон тоже в какой-то куртке, ничего.
He's in plain clothes, voluntarily. It's different from not knowing where your uniform is.
Ну, тоже...
There are officers who wear the signature Perseus black uniforms to the highest ranks in the RCM and end up buried in them as well. Others do it more casually. Looks like you're one of them.
А пистолетом его не видели?
Please, no. Not this again. Everyone saw your cool gun, detective.
Я показывал всем свой крутой ствол.
You were trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating, and you were
что я
waving it
сделал-то?
around in everyone's face, begging them to describe it. You said it calms you, and then you started making suicide jokes. It got pretty graphic.
Чем бы я стал глянуть мир? Ладно, не знаю, что и сказать. Что я себя
No,
прикончил?
please, no more suicide threats. Thank God you don't have that stupid gun
А что с
anymore.
ним произошло-то?
There are way more inventive ways than a gun to leave this world.
Ну, не знаю, такое.
No idea. All I know is next you were waving around money instead, saying things like big bucks cannot lie and guns can't buy money, but money can always buy guns. It almost looked like you pawned it, but believe me, I did not ask.
Ладно, тогда...
You mean why did I leave the bar? Honestly, I'm not really comfortable discussing it.
Why not?
А почему? Нет, действительно. Что-нибудь на вас давить?
Let's just say I left because I needed to get away from someone.
Я так полагаю, меня.
You know who?
Меня?
Maybe, I don't know. I
Oh,
just
you
know I
mean
have to take
uniform.
some time off right now. Uniform? I never saw you in any uniform. You had your things on. The disco things.
Ну ладно.
I do hope so. Please, don't call me again. Bye.
Попробуем в эмпатию.
Yes, you have obviously done something to upset her at the Whirling in Rags when she was still working there.
I'm not mad, it's just... You were so drunk and so emotional all the time, and then the skua thing happened. It just made me want to quit.
Поморником?
The stuffed bird, the great skua. You threw it against the wall while screaming, "Fuck that bird," and laughing like a maniac. I think you said it had been giving you shit ever since you got there.
Очень совсем не похоже на меня, обожаю птиц. Ская птица это заслужила. Да, звучит
Didn't seem
правдоподобно.
like you had fun doing it, though.
То есть все из-за
Yes,
меня.
obviously. You were the worst client I've ever seen. And I had seen so many assholes in this place.
Assholes.
I've had sailors fighting. Union guys grabbing my ass, kids stealing booze. Once a guy was glued to the karaoke machine every night for 2 months. But you,
Продолжайте.
well, you were worse than all of them. Honestly, you were getting borderline aggressive. Even about little things like not turning down the volume at 3 a.m. I even liked one of those songs you kept listening to on repeat. No more. I hate it now.
Какую песню?
We Go On by the O.O. I can't listen to it anymore. You've turned it into a parody.
Ну,
To hell with that song. Then there was your room. Your project. An experiment to see how bad it can get in there. I tried to send the cleaner, but you wouldn't let me. Threatened to make me understand. I had no idea what you meant, and I don't want to know. And then you screamed something about how you're actually a real cool guy, and no one understands it. One of the coolest guys there is. The coolest guy in Jamrock. Something about disco, too.
я дико извиняюсь.
And then I had to deal with your toilet. The one you clogged with police documents, causing water damage downstairs in the kitchen.
О! Я засунул документы в унитаз. Отлично.
I
это
won't even
perfect.
mention you waving your gun around, harassing customers, threatening to sing karaoke, threatening to kill yourself. The ones I had to wrench out of your toilet. Damn it, I don't remember what I did to your damn papers. I don't remember every little thing I do.
Ладно,
Especially when
ладно,
there's a
Диш,
hurricane loose. It's
успокойся.
your fault for losing them.
Something in you wants to immediately forget about this, as if there was a reason you threw them away.
No, you really weren't. You were simply the worst.
Мгм. Да ты худшая барная девка в моей жизни, Чика, ну расслабься ты. Уф. Про великую панику перед занавесом. Мне жаль.
God, I knew I shouldn't have brought it up. Just try not to call me again, and let all sorts of things. From disco, rock too. So much disco and rock.
Я пел крошку церковь Сен-Санс.
Yes, that's the one you like to sing along to the most. The later it got, the more that one came on.
Interesting. You still
Интересно.
have to find the copy, though, before you can blast it. You hear a sigh of relief on the other end of the radio. Wordless.
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
Да, в общем-то нет.
57's over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set.
Нет, нам уже больше здесь ничего не надо. Да, нифига мы так времени провели. Так, что у нас здесь имеется? У нас есть инструментарий всех видов. У нас есть предмет, у нас есть ручка с доброй обезьяной. С зеленой обезьяной. С доброй зеленой обезьяной, круто. И на долячку навыков. Это круто. На что их можно потратить? Я думаю, восприятие. Да, все. Так, и у нас тут куча заданий. Возместите ущерб, нанесите правду реальности, получите удостоверение. Ну что ж, ладно. Пошли, курага. Что нам здесь еще делать? Так, асфальт ушел. На лавочке. О, я
The
предлагаю на
worn,
лавочке
beaten
поспать в
wooden
случае
planks
чего.
of the bench do not look overly comforting.
Да пофигу.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
Ну, почему же? Мне же где-то надо найти, где это, сказать, чтобы поспать после этого всего безобразия. Тут уничтожено... Чё? Дом мы поместим вид на крышу. Так. Это... Вот это крыша или что это? Похоже на то. Короче, здесь кто-то так нехило проехался. Я так полагаю, что это был лейтенант Курага. Что там такое? Какое-то дерево бонзай. Да, больше не пытаюсь. Все, может, дерево. Ну ладно. Что это такое? Что это? Кто это такие? Деды какие-то. Условно, это жженый щебет, крики ласточек. Ладно. Деды. Что ты там кидаешь меня каким-то говном?
Life doesn't need to be a struggle. I'll be with you in a moment, officer. Let me just finish my sandwich. Talk to Angry Hog René first.
Сырение.
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
Honey, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, all right?
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game.
Шарами. Сейчас
Grab a
будем,
ball and play it.
сейчас будем гонять шары.
Don't. No. You got this. There's the ball. You're the game.
И показать им, как надо. Я понаблюдаю за ними.
Your munching and complaining have ruined my concentration.
Берет металлический шар в небольшой деревянной лежащей в песке. Махится где-то на метр.
Ah, mon Dieu. The pain in my back is unbearable. I can't even say if it's in my back or hip anymore. Feels like it's in both.
I hope you pass out from it, you goddamn jellyfish. Men like you are the reason this nation is sinking.
Shush. Ignore them. They don't know what they're doing. They're old. You are letting down yourself and the team. Get in the damn game already.
Так точно.
Eyes on the ball, Dinky Winky.
На шар смотри, баллон безмозглый. Так. Давайте попробуем, почему бы и нет. По-моему, я облажался. Давай, мужик, покажи им, как надо. Ай!
This felt wrong. Wrong like touching your sister's breast.
Oh.
You threw your sister's breast.
Mon Dieu. Good job, officer. That was an excellent throw.
There are no two more harmful words an athlete can hear than good job. And this was downright embarrassing.
Я думаю, получится гораздо более зрелищно.
What are you talking about? You just executed a pretty much perfect pétanque throw.
How are you ever going to get the officer's shit off your nose, Gaston? Or even climb out of his ass?
Так, нечто крутое, но облажался, как
The
всегда.
man in the uniform says no. His merry partner is staring at the ground. The lieutenant is looking at you. His face is expressionless. Everything has gone very quiet. It seems as even the waves have ceased their crashing against the promenade.
Так, а
It
знаете ли они
feels
что-нибудь
heavy.
про повешенного?
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. But this affair has passed me by completely.
Ну что насчет
In
местных?
Martinez, the union is the law. So can you really blame them?
Но у тебя
Cop
проблемы?
is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
Настоящий гражданин.
If I knew, I would not be afraid to tell you. I simply don't. I'm an old man, not a coward. The daily business of the riffraff no longer concerns me.
Ладно, спасибо. Я куда-то пойду.
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Copo type.
Мой копотип. Кто же я? Пофигу. Абсолютно пофигу. Какой у меня копотип. Что-то такое. Ты сломал платный бинок, где он не работает. Ну, в общем-то, да. Так, я насколько вообще знаю, в этой игре можно штуки собирать, но для этого нужен, знаете, как пакетик. Я тут как раз таки вижу один. Здесь какие-то морских птиц на руке. У меня есть пакетик. Что это такое? Денежка. О. Надо же как-то оплачивать свой бардак, который я навел. Так, правая рука, левая рука. Левая рука, я думаю, пофигу здесь вообще. Нужно было еще функцию с собой таскать постоянно. Ну, так, мелочи жизни. Пластиковая тара. Отлично. Что тут такое? Вот это. Это что это? С ним проходит линия отверстия от пуль. Ну ладно. Пускай проходит. Там есть что-то? Сбился, ну, тип Сузановым.
This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum, rendering the machine permanently.
Вандализм.
Probably some kids.
Заглянем.
A thick layer of graffito covers the lenses. You spell out the word Onug, written on the other side, with N and C scribbled backwards.
Понятно.
That's Kuno on the lens. Under the graffito, a sea of blues and greys appear. Behind the water lies a coast, studded with concrete and reeds. On it, a church on stilts, lanky weather-worn wooden planks, an X-shaped cross topping its tower. The church looks old and weather-worn. There are no lights in the windows. Around the large wooden building you see chunks of sea ice gathered on the beach, and a small tent set up on the ice.
Не знаю, зачем его гладить, но мы не будем этого делать. Так, отлично, пара. Тут что? Тоже еще один бинокль.
This coin-operated viewer is facing south. The instruction manual says to insert 25 centimes and pull the handle while looking. Why place a tourist attraction in the middle of such poverty?
Я даже не знаю, стоит ли бросать монетку.
There was a revitalization project in 49. A design studio tried restoring Martinez to its pre-war glory. It didn't stick.
Ну и ладно.
They got as far as the street lamps and the statue on that intersection. Then something went sour. I suspect that something was Evrard Clare, the union leader. He muscled them out. It's how it usually goes around here.
The
Промолчим.
lieutenant adjusts his collar. It's frisky outside.
Кто-то с чем-то кого-то не поделил, и, в общем-то, все началось как обычно. Пара. Собираем шоколад, которую можем найти. У меня там еще в номере куча всяких бутылок. Ким? Самая курага. Ты бутылки мне мешаешь собирать, я бомжиков. Дай мне забрать мои бутылки. Так, что это вообще стрелочками так? Тыркаюсь. Да около. Прежде повреждения могли быть землетрясения?
Yes?
Да так, ничего. Я хотел вообще-то эту ткнуть. Ровные бури, шары достойны настоящего мужика. О, самый мужицкий мужик. Ладно, если будет время, потом мы забежим обратно в номер. Заберем все бутылки. Так, тут у нас что такое? Книжный магазин, обложки книги, роза пистолета полуобнаженной дамы. Замечательно. Почему скрытая машина, объятый языками пламени. О, так это наш этот герой. Герой нашего времени.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
Здрасте.
Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
Можно задать несколько
Okay,
вопросов?
sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books.
Нет, они про трупы.
My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register or organising the stock. Feel free to step in and browse our wares.
А что ты здесь
I'm
промерзаешь?
signalling that the store is open. Otherwise people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance and biographies of famous people.
Угу. А, это...
Thank you, sir. I'm happy to help Mum out with the store.
Да тебе в школу-то не надо.
I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running.
Школа фигня.
Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed. Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed.
Behind her, the window has been boarded up. You sense the boards creaking, twisting for a second, and some kind of doubt.
Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go...
С голой жопой.
I wouldn't really say it like that, but I guess so.
Я уверен, это выдумка.
They shouldn't be, but they seem real. Anyhow, they say that these grounds are doomed for businesses.
Просто продажа и обмен, они не обречены, нанимателей стоит сделать выводы из их ошибок.
Of course, sir.
Ладно. Потопал я тогда. Заглянем, что у нас тут есть, имеется. Так, вот, собственно, и книжная. Ладно, что у вас тут есть? В углу запрятанный старый спортивный журнал. Это нам не интересно. Что у вас тут? Еще есть там... О, там какой-то этот... Помещение еще дополнительное. Это уже интереснее.
These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen. A couple of spook novels hide amidst all the detective books. Thrilling tales of spycraft and daring do.
Нет, нам это не интересно. Может быть, можно из них, конечно, что-то получить, осматривая все эти фигни, но меня почему-то терзают смутные сомнения.
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. They're held up by small pins. The board has come loose from one corner. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinez. It's not really a map. It's a tourist thing. A picture postcard with buildings on it, drawn from an isometric perspective. A date in the upper right corner says 48. Still, it's detailed. Could be pretty useful for scouting ahead. You see the jagged boxes of an industrial harbor, even the whirling in rags there. The north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is the River Esperance. Countless bridges put the shards back together, connecting city blocks to river islands. La Delta says a great artificial heart in the center, teeming with life forms. And to the east, rolling hillsides, Le Jardin, Stella Marie, the suburbs of Saint-Baptiste, swallowed up into the megacity. They sound rich to you. This is Revachol East, Houdon. It's somewhere to live. Not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's bad. People shouldn't live there, but they do. Then Forburg. It's almost as bad, and much larger. Then Coal City. It's the worst. You feel you're just west of Coal City, somewhere above Jamrock and close to Coal City. This large map displays archipelagos. You see a constellation of small dots on the light blue emptiness of the Insulindic Ocean. The largest in the northeast is La Caillou. You are here. Another far away in the southwest, Seminese Islands, Ile de Fantôme. Ozone, Laurentide, Face à la Mer, archipelagos. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou in a bookstore. It's you. You can, on Caillou, Revachol, a single black star, on Ozone, Fondelier, and Vilmandoux, on archipelagos, Croyan Moran, Villiers, on Seminine, Olduvai, and on Laurentide, Deora of the Seven Seas.
Наверное, вся эта информация мне где-то пригодится.
The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. Windy is the north azimuth. Grad is the northeast azimuth. Samara is the east azimuth. Seol is the west azimuth. Isolas, they're called.
Samara.
Connections to other worlds. Words past the Insulindian, unknown to you. You only know you've never been there. You have little idea what they are. Distant stars, gods. But looking at them makes you feel almost non-existent. Whatever they are, perhaps they are gods. Gods of distance and outer dust.
Уважаемый, можно их купить?
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. The other two are not for sale anymore. And besides, you could scarcely afford them. They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though.
90 копеек, можно сказать. Думаете, вы не за свои финансовые возможности, но как скажете.
That old thing? It's an out-of-date map of a tourist location that never was nor came to be. From when some design studio people tried to spruce the place up 4 or 5 years ago. They also renovated the horse statue, set up those coin-operated viewers, and designed the new street lamps.
Молодцы.
They didn't get that far. for some reason. A shame the project never got going.
Украсть?
Would be nice if someone fixed Martinez up. All these ruins are bad for business.
Давайте купим.
Always
Почему
good
бы
to
нет?
be informed of your surroundings.
Почему бы и нет, как говорится. Я думаю, нам это может вполне пригодиться. Так, ну, понимаю, если я буду заниматься со всеми этими окнами, они будут просто рассказывать, какие тут книги есть. А я могу сходить сюда, или мне надо для этого удостоверение еще сначала? Что, типа, я
You
здесь
see
закон.
a set of tattered curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Уважаемый, а что за занавесками? Смотрите, ставим бездушку в виде клетки. Я могу распахнуть.
You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you.
Оккультизмом занимаетесь, мадама?
Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fish head charm at this time. The curtains remain shut before you.
Давайте попробуем распахнуть.
Just as you're about to pull apart the curtain,
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers.
Да, но...
Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
Окей.
she looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
Не плевать, вы меня не остановите. Это дело в проклятии?
No, it's just a storeroom for the employees, I told you. Now please step away from the curtains.
Но я полицейский, мне туда надо.
Why? It's not like anyone was killed there.
Не понял.
I am sorry, I don't mean to be so... No! Please just talk to me, officer. Come here and let's talk this through.
There is something mysterious about the curtains. Be careful.
Курага, ты-то что думаешь?
The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you.
На этот раз мы распахнем их по-настоящему. Опа!
You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little cage-like trinkets, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
Так, вот
I
это же
warned
интересно.
you, you're unleashing forces beyond your understanding.
Да. Так. Ну, видимо, там... Скажите, я скажу. Угу. Темно, поэтому мы зайдем и посмотрим. Оу май. Ким, ты это видишь? Какое замечательное это, скажите, я скажу. Подсобка. А нас сюда пускать не хотели. Что ж, ладно. С чем тут можно взаимодействовать? Прежде силы ты сушилок для волос. И это все? Это все, что вы от меня хотели скрыть? Это портрет? Слегка андрогинный портрет мужчины. Он такой взгляд на эту женственную прическу ставит твою маскулинность под угрозу. Какой ужас! А это что?
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of little oddly shaped trinkets and charms. It only an echo. No one is a hollowed-out dark echo.
А если я ее подопру монтировкой? Фримен я или где?
A heavy door with a missing handle stands
Нет,
before
я могу только выломать эту дверь, но, в общем-то... Ладно, тогда я рисковать не буду. Ну что ж, ладно. Я... Не то чтобы очень удивлен, но, во всяком случае, я знаю, что у вас здесь какой-то потаенный проход есть.
Yes?
Так. Видишь, ты за мной ходишь.
Excuse me?
Просто
You
заметил.
have a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide. I hope you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. In the 57th, we call it the Jamrock Shuffle. Officers from Jamrock's 41st Precinct tend to move a bit erratically.
Это
They
как
say
это?
it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic, yet thorough. Prioritizes containers.
Ну
he
ладно.
simply nods. Passing along frivolous interdepartmental stereotypes is not usually his oeuvre. He regrets bringing it up.
Ну ладно. Мадам, а вы-то что скажете насчет...
I wasn't kidding when I said we're parapsychologically done. You clearly don't care about the consequences. What gives you the right?
Я здесь
Don't
закон.
expect my help from now on. The back door is locked and I threw away the key. I won't trifle with such forces. Do look at the books, though. The books compel you. You may be able to make up for this, but cursed? Who said that? Annette? I will have a word with her. This
What's
place
it?
is not cursed. It has a robustly magnetic energy. Good for commercial activity. My business is thriving, sir. Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing...
Нет, она не
Oh,
оценивает.
shameful girl. What is she up to this time?
А, нет, я не тот вариант выбрал. Ну, ведь ошибся, она у входа очень обходительна.
Wonderful. Did you talk to her?
Да.
Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her?
5.
I guess it's better than nothing. She'll have to try harder next time.
Ценный кадр.
I know you're trying to be nice, but she really needs to try a bit harder. No one gets anywhere by being average. I'm not raising a financially negligent woman.
Да, да,
The
да.
woman before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid and tense. Every now and then, she nudges her glasses.
Ладно, счастливо оставаться. Ну что, двинули? Ага. Ящик какой-то почтовый. Так, я хотел сходить в этот... сюда. У нас есть вообще карта, одежда, предметы, взаимодействовать. Вот, у нас есть смазанная карта района Мартина 48-го года. Чтобы изучить предмет, нажмите кнопку «Взаимодействовать» в инвентаре.
The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriately your finger moves through the various streets, across Rue de Saint-Ghislain and Rue Saint-Cypar, over Saint-Brun, and finally coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently standing.
Ну и что? Да, то есть это все. Ну ладно. Так, тут какой-то китайский рынок практически. Пакет с макаронами стоит штамп «Гуманитарная помощь». Девушка. Надпись «Тунец. Гуманитарная помощь». Не предназначена для продажи.
You see two lowly, defeated speakers, thralls, slaves basically, perched atop them like conquerors surveying.
I can see you have a taste for luxury, officer. Can't keep your eyes off those sneakers?
Speaking of luxury, you should go over and ask about paying for those sneakers with your net worth.
Осмотреть колонки. Чем
These
это,
once
собственно?
respectable speakers have been conquered, reduced to a mere prop by the indomitable Faun Ultras. A small
Печальное
heat
зрелище.
emboss on the veneer reads, Solidarity Aid from the People's Republic of Samara. The speakers themselves don't seem to display any magical qualities.
No, don't look at the speakers, officer. Look at the sneakers. The sneakers are the stars here.
Неужели кто-то не будет покупать колонки?
These, officer? These speakers are Samaran garbage. I'm ashamed to even use them for props. Don't waste your time on them. No way, officer. These aren't for sale. They're bad speakers. Low-fi socialist junk.
Некачественный социалистический, именно поэтому я и хочу их купить. Я сам некачественный социалистический хлам. Ладно. Это роскошный образ жизни.
That's right, officer. You're a high-class policeman who accepts nothing less than the best. Lucky...
Спасибо за лесть. Так, что это у тебя тут такое? Это, я так понимаю... Надпись «Продовольственная помощь от народов Мессины». Ну, короче, мы настолько в жопе, видимо, в этом мире находимся, что... Здесь все от слова совсем плохо там. Еще какой-то грузовик стоит. Сказать, вспомнить горячий воздух. Кислый, едкий, почему-то успокаивающий. Пора привыкать. Бомжиков же чё? Так, вот здесь мы... Все, я уперся в стенку. Здесь какой-то разводной мост. Ким нас развели? Как этот мост? Что это такое? ответственность за эксплуатацию разводного моста. Ясно. О, можно помочь порыться. Так круто. Давай. Взаимодействуй. О, отпечатки без пальцев, электрохимия. Круто. Еще пара. Ну, кстати, было бы их надеть, почему бы и нет. Ну, не то чтобы есть альтернатива, но все-таки наша стата. У нас целых 2 электрохимии. Можно колбаситься просто. Че это? Какая-то подсобка. Вариант для среды. Шлюз. А ну вот. Мужик, что скажешь про шлюз?
Good morning to you, officers.
Дарем.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife. His eyes are fixed on a man stranded on the other side of the waterlock and on an enormous billboard that has fallen down into the canal between them.
Ты знаешь, как это
I
произошло?
wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Then again, plenty of daredevil drivers in Rivershoal.
Курага, это ты ездил?
The words "Daredevil Driver" sound ominous to you.
Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here. Especially a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then.
Что там дальше?
Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to the congregation, though. There always seems to be something wrong with it.
Отлично, можно организовать культ.
Yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out ruins. Sure thing.
It is salty. It is savory.
Ням-ням.
It is chewy. The hang.
Want some too, officer?
Why not?
Да почему бы нет? Спасибо. Мужик накормил меня хотя бы. Это должно было
A
здоровье
couple
поправить,
of
да?
indicator lights are missing from this control panel. Loose wires dangle from the now vacant holes. In the middle is a lever. Beneath it, a small... This panel usually closes the waterlock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But there's a crashed salmon and butter sign in the way. Pulling the lever probably won't do anything.
Хоть попробуем.
Pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact pins. Nothing happens. The spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close the waterlock to get across the canal. Some other way. Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning?
Окей. В среду. В среду так в среду починят. Тут у нас щит. А можно перепрыгнуть по вот этим вот, ну как перепрыгнуть, пройти по железкам?
A crumpled billboard reading, Samaran butter soaks in the canal. 2 ugly lines mar the bright countenance of the blonde boy depicted.
Попробуем восстановить
Judging
события.
by the size of the
Ух
impact
ты!
and the parallel lines of burnt rubber, the cause was probably a motor vehicle.
Угу. Ну, смотрите. Кратер, рассмотреть крышу лачуги, смотрите прокатную металлическую. Смотрите, кратер.
Side slip marks indicated that the vehicle was traveling up the crater at 35 kilometers an hour. The black marks on the roof indicate that the vehicle vaulted from the crater to the roof of the shack. The
Дальше.
panel served as a takeoff ramp.
Сломанные столбы.
The vehicle soared through the air, hitting the billboard and upsetting the posts. Then it continued its flight, taking the billboard with it. The sign broke the vehicle's fall into the canal. The Samaran butter billboard still looks freshly painted, suggesting it took the plunge recently, within the past 72 hours.
А может это я приехал таким образом?
Still speeding, the vehicle made a loop and vanished into the fog along the coast.
Понятно.
There are 2 good candidates, the Caprice 40 and the Linear G22.
Купри 40?
It's about the right size, and the tire marks look like they came from the skinny tires frequently found on that motor carriage.
Линия G22.
Very sturdy but light motor carriage. More likely than most to survive that jump.
Ну а что теперь,
You'd
что я с
have to
этого
follow
имею?
the tracks to be sure.
Окей.
The lieutenant looks on, waiting for you to wrap up your analysis.
Витёк, ты это видел?
Any theories about what happened here?
Похоже, кто-то очень спешил, какое-то безрассудное нарушение ПДД, какое-то невероятное безобразие. Хотел я лично посмотреть на лихача и пожать ему руку. Безрассудное нарушение ПДД.
What kind of car do you think it was?
Можешь купить свой?
That's quite likely, from what I can tell.
Есть какие предположения, кто это мог устроить? Что-то я вообще без понятия, кто это мог
We are
сделать.
not traffic cops. Should we get back to the murder?
Мы привлечь этого водителя к ответственности. Почему бы нет?
If we must.
I'm not expecting him to get far with this. The lieutenant consoles himself.
Всякое... Хоть что-то будет, я не знаю. Нашим легче. Так, там какой-то контейнер. Здоровье. Так, а что мне добавили? Закрыть шлюз, найти нарушителя. Найти машину. Да, круто. Тут какой-то домик какой-то. Интересное кино. Что у нас тут? Много чего можно посмотреть. Как устроить. Древний кассовый аппарат. Колоночки.
The boomboxes on the shelf look well loved and well traveled. Chipped, dented, they stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels. One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says Stereo 8 approved. This is you. Golden orange. A sunset suite. Just make sure it works before you buy it.
Видишь, что он работает. Это магнитофон для стерео 8. Я хочу знать, сможет ли мне пригодиться в полицейской работе.
If police work means playing tapes, sure. You can use it for that. Or any other time you'd need to play a tape.
Какая стрёмная рожа.
Is the Harman Welshie W2. Made in Vespa. Designed in Seoul. Plays all reel-to-reel formats. 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. It'll set you back 12 real.
Круто, конечно. Так, что это такое?
Typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
Это что, уличный фонарь?
Yes, officer. As you see, it's in perfect working order.
Где ты его нашел?
It was brought to me to be altered.
Круто.
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property.
Ну,
You have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it.
да. Ладно.
It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop.
Бывает.
What can I do for you?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
Да. У тебя были какие-то
I
неприятности?
haven't had any problems myself, though some of my customers have complained about inconsistent law enforcement.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travellers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from.
Да, достойная коллекция.
It keeps me entertained.
Entertained? He might be high. If he is, on what?
Слышал что-нибудь лихача, который тут рассекает? Может, ты можешь нам расследование? У тебя нет пистолетов? Типа тех, что носят полицейские?
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
Я его заложил!
This is a pawn shop, and it did feel as if you've met before.
О боже.
Oh, the lieutenant shifts from one foot to another, alert.
She didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept referring to herself as a pig, which was odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive, but I was just happy to get rid of it, and of her. Truth be told, she was terrifying.
Ух ты.
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the citizens' militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it?
Это тоже не нравится, что если она собирается совершить преступление, свалить все на гражданскую милицию.
You're right that she could cast aspersions on the force. We have to find her.
Не знаешь, где я могу найти ее?
My apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was coming from or where she went.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it now. You'll just have to hope you luck upon her somehow.
Ну, мне остается то, что мы
Of
нашли
course.
всё это. Так, слышал
Traffic.
лихача?
I'm sorry, officer, but I don't drive.
Ты не слышал, как этот лихач проехался у тебя по крыше?
Now that I think about it, I do remember hearing a thunderous noise the other night. Some kind of powerful electric vortex hitting the shop.
That sure narrows down our list of suspects.
Вихрь? Звучит увлекательно. Понятия не имеешь, кто это был за рулем?
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I didn't really know what to make of it, but I know it meant something.
Поможешь нам в
I doubt
расследовании?
it, but I can try and answer any questions you may have.
Что ты знаешь
I
про
do my
решение?
best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery.
Понятно.
Bad for...
The pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the dancing colors.
Так, Ой, что, торчит? Если да, то на чем? Торчишь, чувак?
Okay, he definitely is high. Whatever it is, you've probably done it, and many other things besides. But you can't cut through the jumble of sensations to get to the answer.
Окей.
Looking at his wares, talking to him, that might give you more clues.
Да как-то вообще-то не особо, ну ладно. Ну, военная форма, есть палочки более экстремальных брендов одежды. Ручка поста D какая-то.
You see rows of toy
А, нет,
soldiers
игрушки.
guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue
В ярких
uniforms.
синих мундирах?
All are stern and unyielding in their duty.
А я не видел там мужика, этого деда в синем мундире.
Try to find something pretty and cool here, then use it to win her back.
Заводить ее сердце.
Yes. Buy something nice. A figurine.
В синих
They're
мундирах.
not all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by orange trousers. They are variously posed, wielding swords and rifles with bayonets.
Похож на
This is
Рене.
what the loyalists looked like, yes, at first. Then they wised up and got camouflage.
Which ones? Ah, those. Yes, they are. I find the paint job a bit gaudy, but children like the bright colours indiscriminately.
Знаешь, повесить не крутую фигурку в коробке под столом.
Everything you
Hey,
pick
Elijah.
out seems faded, chipped, and sad somehow.
Грустно, конечно, но ладно. Ух ты, там что-то появилось, кстати говоря. Что это такое?
Wow, a very large red t-shirt with an impressive print stands out from the other garb.
С мощным принтом.
Oh yeah, the print depicts a muscled man striding toward you, a giant sword in each hand,
хоть футболку?
encircled, smells like worn cotton, and a little old sweat there. Worn cotton with a side of flea market or trash bin.
Sniffing is okay, but please don't try anything on. Can't have you leaving your photon emissions in the
You're not imagining it. Photon emissions? What is he talking about?
Что за
It's
мужик-то?
the man from Hendal.
walking away from his burning village. Yes.
Я
А.
память потерял. Я сказал, что недавно потерял память.
Oh, I see. That's tough, man.
Да,
I
это
feel the
жесткий
same
чувак.
way sometimes. The man from Helmdale is the hero of a series of popular books based on a fictional In fact, most people don't think that man from Helmdale ever really existed. But they are wrong.
Hendal isn't a real place.
Neither is the man a real man, of course. But both the man and Helmdale are an ontological necessity. I mean, even if the man from Helmdale didn't exist before the adventure novels, The stories have made it so that he has.
Okay.
Ладно.
You sound skeptical. It's not that complicated. All that's required is a more robust understanding of cause and effect. Besides, I've been to Kotla, though not quite as far north as the Hjelmdal, and watched northern lights travel across the sky.
Чувак явно
This theory
торчит.
isn't exactly incoherent, but its logic does suggest some unusual neural very, very unique energies indeed. Geomagnetic ley lines, one might even say.
Окей. Спасибо. Так, ну ладно, мы хотя бы разобрались, что произошло с пистолетом. Это уже не может не радовать.